Judge Club, back to your corners.
Amel Debbie in the black gloves, Tiffany van Soest in the white.
You gotta understand that this is the biggest moment in these two girls' kickboxing career, and they dreamed about this moment their entire life.
Good fakes by Tiffany.
Tiffany likes to use feints to try to get inside, and I think she has to do that against the taller Debbie.
Similar to the semi-final bouts, both women starting out very slow, trying to feel their opponent out, but only 9 minutes in this title fight. Most go 5 minutes, but considering this is the finals of a tournament, it's only three 3-minute rounds. Amel Debbie does not know what it's like to lose. She told me she can't remember the last time she lost, be it amateur or pros. 29-0.
That definitely adds a lot of pressure. Trying to keep that undefeated record adds a lot of pressure to training camps.
We expected this perhaps to be a technical fight, and so far that's what it is. I don't know if a power punch has been thrown yet.
Both girls have that similar style of trying to keep range, so they attack and they constantly move and exit.
Todd Grisham, Joseph Valtellini, and Alistair Overeem ringside for this historic event here in Oberhausen. The main event, Rico versus Potter, and there's a head kick from Van Soest. Alistair, did you ever prepare to see a day when you were training in Holland growing up that we would see a women's championship division in kickboxing?
No, I'm actually still flabbergasted about it. Of course, the UFC has the women's division, 2 women's divisions, so that warmed me up to the idea of women fighting. Of course, there's excellent fighters out there, but to see it, I still have to get used to it a little bit.
Well, these are the 2 of the best in the world in the super bantamweight division. We started out with 8 fighters. It's been narrowed down to 2. This is the final.
Yeah, there's definitely been a big change in kickboxing, and Alistair can tell you when he was fighting in kickboxing, there was only a heavyweight division and the K1 Max. Wasn't many divisions.
Oh, right hand connects from Van Soest, who's landed a couple head kicks, and then that right hand. Debbie needs to get busy. Round 1, a good one for the American fighting out of Bali.
Yeah, definitely got to turn it up to win the round.
Both girls have seemed very hesitant.
Round 1 in the books, headed into round 2. Joe, how did you score that?
Well, I'm going to give the advantage to Tiffany van Soest. She seems to be having, a little bit more effective striking and landing those clean strikes.
Van Soest backing Debbie to the ropes. Debbie was the aggressor in her semifinal match, but so far it's been Tiffany who's controlled the pace.
Both girls got good movement and footwork, but Van Soest is getting the better of the exchanges.
And another right hand sneaks in from Van Soest.
Alistair, what do you think Debbie has to do in this round?
Well, she got to stand her ground and she got to give it. And she's still out in the feeling out process, which usually fights start out that way, but she's losing that process. So she got to switch gears. She got to do something to get the alternative back.
You don't want to have any regrets. It's the biggest fight of your life. You got to leave it all out there. We've almost reached the halfway point of this fight.
Debbie seems like she's waiting and constantly waiting to counter strike. But she has to be first, try to put some combinations together.
And follow up with those combinations.
Yeah, she's stopping. She'll throw her 1-2. She's just out of range, but she's not following up.
And Van Soest semifinal victory. We saw her throw a couple spinning back fists. Have not seen that in this bout so far. Keep an eye on that.
Surprising, Tiffany changed to southpaw.
Didn't do anything with it, dude.
No, she just changed and didn't really throw anything.
The output has been similar, but it's Van Soest who's landed the more power punches and kicks.
Yeah, now they're turning it up.
Alistair, what impresses you the most about these two females who are at the pinnacle of their sport, 1 versus 2? What impresses you the most about both of these fighters? They're the number 1 and 2 ranked super bantamweights in the world.
Well, I will tell you the thing I would like to see a little bit more. I would like to see a little bit more accuracy. A lot of punches and kicks are thrown, not a lot is landing.
Not a lot.
Tiffany van Soest has a slight advantage because he's landing slightly bit more.
You can see Van Soest outlanding Debbie, according to the fight metrics, by 4. Of course, those are subjective numbers.
Tiffany's just doing a good job at staying outside the range of Debbie's punches. And when you fight a movement fighter like Tiffany, you have to put pressure. You got to try to control that center of the ring and get her against the ropes.
After combinations, follow up with combinations.
Fight!
And Joe, Amel Debbie's never lost. How could that affect her here? She doesn't know perhaps how to face adversity or come back.
Well, a lot of times that's what makes you a true martial artist, is going back to the training ground and fixing what you need to do to be the best.
Not a fight. Fight!
And Alistair, if you're Tiffany van Soest, you just try not to make a mistake here in round 3?
You keep doing what you're doing because obviously it's working. You're winning the rounds. You're not really super winning the rounds, 10-8, but you're winning them. 10-9 is enough. 1 more round to go, right? That's what probably her coach told her.
If she has indeed won the first 2 rounds, then Amel Debbie will need a 10-8 round here to keep this going. She tries a spinning back fist, which does not connect. That right hand does, though.
But if you look at the fight metric scoring, there's not that big of an advantage between the strikes landed. I like what Tiffany just did there. She went inside, went to the body, and followed up to the head.
2 minutes to go. This tournament began back in Los Angeles in the summer, and it culminates here tonight in Oberhausen, Germany. 1 versus 2. Just the way we drew it up.
I'd actually like to see Debbie kick a little bit more. She's just missing her punches, and she can use her kick, which is a longer weapon, to try to catch Tiffany on that exit. Yeah, she's got to follow up. Not using her kicks enough as she should.
Fight!
We mentioned it earlier. Tiffany van Soest, a viral sensation this past week, kicking a banana tree in Bali, getting over 2 million views. She hasn't shown us those powerful kicks here tonight, at least the ones that have connected. But she's done enough, seemingly, in this, a 3-round fight. And Debbie just looks a little perplexed right now, Alistair, like she doesn't know what to do.
She's slightly too late every time.
Her corner is imploring her to do more, screaming in her native French.
She's waiting way too long. Tiffany's just using that style that she calls that poetry in motion, that footwork, try to get in on angles.
15 seconds left.
Tiffany's showing some good footworks, letting Debbie miss. High kick, hits, no impact.
Rolling.
That's all she wrote.
Our 5 ringside judges score the bout 30-27, 30-27, 29-28, 29-28, and 30-27, a unanimous decision, all for your winner. And now, Glory Bantamweight Grand Prix Tournament Champion, Tiffany van Soest!
Amel Debbie suffers her first career loss in the biggest...
Here to present the first ever Glory Women's Belt, our head of talent operations, Mr. Cor Hemmer, and our vice chairman, Mr. Scott Rudman.
And that That's what it means to Tiffany van Soest. She said it was her destiny to wear this belt around her waist, and that's what we are seeing right now. The champ is here.
Any questions over here? Fight fair, fight hard. Touch them up.
Odds. Do you agree with that imbalance, Joe?
Well, I think Uslu is a little bit more talented than that. She's very dangerous. She's going to constantly come forward. You're going to see her use her aggression. And she needs to do that in order to shut down Tiffany's movement.
The world champion Tiffany van Soest wearing the white gloves, Uslu in the black. And it's interesting that Uslu did take this fight on short notice, but still says my path to victory is to wear Tiffany down over 5 rounds. Van Soest back in the ring for the first time since winning her title in December. Fought an MMA bout. She was victorious there. But do you expect any ring rust from the champ, Joe?
No, she's constantly training, and what makes her even better in this fight is she's teamed up with her old coach back in I think San Francisco. So you're going to see her getting back to her old kickboxing ways.
Van Soest said she was disappointed in the opponent switch, but a fight is a fight, and I'll take her out. Tiffany made no bones about it. She just doesn't want to win tonight. She wants the knockout. She has 17 wins and only 5 KOs. Do you agree with that braggadocious statement that that's what she's looking for?
Well, she could just be saying that to hype up the fight, but I know that she has a lot of knockouts in her earlier career. And yeah, it's fun to knock people out. This is why we're in the sport, and we all want it. So yeah, I assume she wants to go for it.
Nice 1-2 there from Van Soest.
But it's that movement, it's that distance control of Tiffany that's going to make it very hard for Miriam to land.
Fight!
Uslu, when told that Van Soest was looking for a knockout, said, good luck, I've never been knocked out, and I don't plan on starting tonight. Uslu with 47 professional fights. Uslu fighting out of Hamburg, Germany.
Tiffany constantly switching her footwork. She's coming in southpaw, orthodox. Looking to come in and attack, move in on an angle, exit on an angle.
Van Soest won her world title in Germany. Uslu said, listen, I'm a fan of Tiffany van Soest. I love what she does. I love what she represents. It's an honor to be in the ring with her, but I will not be intimidated, and I won't back down.
And right now, she's just controlling the center of the ring, letting Tiffany fight on the outside. She said her strategy was to try to wear Tiffany out. So by controlling the center of the ring, letting Tiffany move around her, staying in her face, that's the strategy to tire her out.
10 seconds.
Nice straight punches from Tiffany on the inside.
Good way to close the first round for the champ.
And the swelling can pool to your feet.
Round two.
I was a stand-up guy, but I get why people are sit.
There's Felice Herrig, UFC fighter, coming off a very impressive performance. Glad to see her here in Chicago. Former kickboxer, and she's a big fan of Tiffany van Soest.
Yeah, and she's a big fan of kickboxing. She's come to every show in Chicago so far.
Round 2, and again, this is a title fight scheduled for 5.
Tiffany looking like she's putting a little bit more power behind her shots now. Nice right hand from Tiff.
Van Soest looked fantastic in our tournament to declare a champion. She went 3-0 and won in the final against Amel Debbie, one of the best women fighters in the world, and Van Soest looked very comfortable in that bout.
Yeah, Debbie was undefeated at that time too. And she had to fight 2 fights in one night in Germany under the big Rico Bader banner.
Tiffany just looks a little bit quicker, doesn't she?
Yeah, it's that movement, it's her angling, it's the way she stays so cool and fluid, and the way she flows. She calls her style poetry in motion.
If Uslu's strategy was to wear Tiffany down, the only way I see it working right now is that Tiffany's just throwing too many punches.
Yeah, but she's opening up. Those knees are really loosening up Miriam. This is where Tiffany's might get her knockout. She found those knees. Once she hurts Uslu with those knees, she followed up with a nice combination, landed a good high kick.
And we've got blood coming out of the nose now of Uslu.
Stop! Break! Break! Fight!
But a very solid round here for van Soest, who's starting to inflict some serious damage. Nice high kick there, though, from Uslu.
Still coming forward. But that kind of walks Uslu into those time bomb knees.
What would you say is Tiffany's best strike, Joe?
Well, she's very talented, and talking to her, it was her left kick, and she really hasn't found that left kick in her last few fights, so she's motivated to try to land it. So I'd go with her left kick, but her timing is really good. She's got good straight punches. She's just an all-around good fighter.
So far, Tiffany looks untouched right now. Uslu, on the other hand, her face is getting puffy. She has blood coming out of her nose. One couple of knees to the head, and then upstairs. A clinic right now for van Soest.
Tiffany's doing a good job at those arm and body kicks. She just threw a straight right to the body, follow left hook.
And what's impressive, Joe, at least to me, is that van Soest is fighting great when she's pressuring, and even better when she's walking backwards.
Yeah, she does it both. That's why girls get frustrated when they fight her. It's very hard to hit. She'll hit you and not get hit.
Time!
One-punch knockout artist for sure. Very few females at this weight class are, but she does have 12 wins by knockout in her 36 victories. We're in round 3. Scheduled for 5. This is our main event here on the Glory Super Fight Series as van Soest going upstairs.
And it's that left kick she really wants. She really wants that knockout to come from that left kick. She's slowly taking her time, gonna try to set that up.
And right now, Tiffany van Soest, of course, our champion, but just signed by Glory, Anissa Mexon, and that showdown seems to be in the card. She won her Glory debut at Madison Square Garden. Joe, what would that fight look like if it takes place?
It'd be incredible because both of those girls have similar styles. So it might be a very hesitant fight with both girls respecting each other and showcasing good footwork, or it could be a banger. We'll have to wait and find out.
You don't want to discard Uslu just yet. She's still in the fight, is landing punches, but not at the rate that Tiffany van Soest is.
Well, according to fight metrics, it's Uslu that's a lot more active. She's thrown 107 strikes versus only 69 of van Soest.
But Miriam Uslu connecting at an 18% percentage, van Soest 55%. Oh, and a right hand right on the button for van Soest, but Uslu still standing.
Yeah, and she did throw some punches in that exchange too. Didn't land as hard, but just shows that the punch is still there.
Tiffany looks like she's just having fun in there right now, not even breathing heavy, Joe.
Just very calm, very relaxed.
And she does train hard, trains in Bali, trains in California, says she wants to fight one more time this year. Could certainly see her fighting at Madison Square Garden. We hope to have her on our last MSG card, at Glory 43, but here she is in Chicago. Now Uslu opens up because, quite frankly, she has to.
Yeah, she's doing good when she's coming forward with those straight punches. 1-2, she's walking in, 1-2. She's got to keep pressuring. 1-2 with those punches. Come inside. There you go.
What's interesting, Joe, is when they both exchange on the inside, Tiffany ends with either a knee or a kick, whereas Uslu just goes with the hands.
Yeah, and Uslu really comes forward. You see why Tiffany's getting the better of those changes. She gets her head off center line. She moves her feet just outside, so her head's no longer on center line, but Uslu's keeping her head on center line, so that's where Tiffany's getting the advantage.
Time. Fight!
So here we go. We're ending the championship rounds. This is round 4 now, 2 to go. Here from Chicago, Illinois, you're watching the Glory Super Fight Series. Tiffany van Soest, the champion, wearing the white gloves with those laser fast hands, taking on Germany's Miriam Uslu. Oh, just ate a left kick. She crowds down, covers up, and now van Soest going for that knockout. She so desperately wants. And our referee, Chris Wagner, will call that a knockdown.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And the referee stops it. It is a knockout for Tiffany Time Bomb van Soest. She defends her title and remains unbeaten here in Glory.
For your winner by technical knockout, and still Glory Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Tiffany van Soest. Here to present the belt, our Chief Executive Officer, John Franklin, and Robbie Timmers from our Glory Sports International Talent Ops.
Any questions? Touch them up. Back to your corners.
They do not touch him up. Anissa Mexen has had enough of Tiffany van Soest and vice
Fighter
versa.
ready.
It ends
Fight.
here tonight. 5 rounds for the Super Bantamweight Championship for the world.
Right away, Van Soest with the pressure wants to keep the fight in close
Fight your way out,
range.
ladies.
Mexen throwing on the exit.
Joe, you've said it many times before. If you go into a fight looking for a knockout, you usually don't get it.
Yeah, you got to be patient. And I mean, I think Mexen, with her experience, knows
Fight
that.
out, fight out,
Tiffany's
fight out.
tough. They've shared
Stop.
the ring for 10 rounds already.
Break. Fight.
Are you concerned at all that Tiffany van Soest had a black eye all week? She said she suffered it in her last sparring session.
Well, who knows? It could be a good or a bad thing. I mean, at the end of camp, you're always a little bit more fatigued. You're cutting your weight, so things happen. So no concern from me.
The last fight, the statistics were nearly identical. It was so close, and Mexen is afraid that American judges will lean towards van Soest.
Good distance control shown by the champ. Pick up the hit, attack the leg, and just keep her space.
'99 professional wins for Anissa Mexen. Few, if any, have done it better. What can van Soest do differently in this fight that she didn't do in the prior two to get the win?
Well, she needs to continue the pressure. She can't just kind of hit and move. She needs to hit and continue to follow and press forward. But the issue is then they end up in the clinch.
Stop.
You know, easier
Clean
said
break.
than done when you fight someone with such good
Watch the
distance
holding.
control like Mexen, because they end up in this range with the pressure.
Fight out. Break. Clean break. Fight.
What's
Strike selection.
What's it feel like to get kicked in the back of the leg somewhere you're not used to taking those shots?
Well, those can hurt sometimes, the hamstring, especially when the foot lands. And some of the most painful low kicks you can take is across the front or the back. Usually the side is really conditioned.
Oh, nice high kick for van Soest. Brilliant.
Fight out.
Landed right on the button,
Break.
but Mexen handled it very
Break.
well.
Clean break.
Continue to close the distance.
Fight.
We haven't really seen Mexen use her straight punches she's really good with. There she goes now.
Straight right hand counter from Mexen. The low kick.
Yeah, Mexen's game is she always wants to stay ahead of you. You hit her with one, she'll hit you with 2, 3. Always takes the lead. Always trying to do just that little bit more.
And it was a close one.
Yep. Come on, Tiff. You're going to see early what the judges are kind of looking for.
2 judges give it to Mexen, 1 for van Soest. The best strike of the round was that high kick from Tiffany.
Yep. Mexen, you know, sold it well, kept coming forward. Ended up in the clinch. Joe, do you think Mexen can indeed get a knockout here tonight? I think it's hard. I mean, just because of Tiffany's movement and her having good distance control as well. So, in my opinion, it's a decision fight. So every round matters between these two.
Van Soest with a spinning back fist. Some creativity being shown by the American. We know Van Soest has switched coaches for this fight. See anything new in her game?
Well, it seems like she's in the pocket staying a little bit more, but you see her old footwork always come out to play where she takes angles, switches stances. So I think she's mixing the two, which would be a good style for her to have. But really known for her footwork and her angles. You see when the moment's there, she'll go for it.
Straight right from Mexen. Van Soest again, trying with the spinning back fist. You can only hit with the glove, not the forearm.
It's tough though with a spinning back fist, because usually your opponent's pressuring you.
Fight!
You look at distance, but when they're coming forward, you get the elbow.
Break! Clean break. Let's go. Let go. Fight!
Nice strong clinch work. Both. Nice right hand. Seems to be the strike that's landing the best for Mexen. And the low kick.
Watch the holding. Watch the holding.
Van Soest again with that spinning back fist. That has been her go-to punch or go-to strike this round.
It's not a bad technique.
Whoa, good right. 1-2 from Mexen.
She drives those straight punches down the middle. Really makes Tiffany think twice about coming in so easily.
Mexen's game plan has been much more vanilla than Van Soest, who's trying a lot of different things. Mexen just going forward and dropping the hammer.
Oh yeah, sticking to strong basics. You know, sitting behind strong straight punches, mixing her low kicks, changing levels.
Break! Break, ladies. Let's go. Break! Fight!
Mexen just constantly chopping at the inside leg of Van Soest.
Fight!
Round 3, scheduled for 5. Women's Super Bantamweight title on the line.
Really liking those inside low kicks from Vanessa Mexen.
And it is all square according to our judges, 1 round apiece.
Vanessa Mexen back to the leg.
Watch the holding.
Van Soest attacking, trying to find different angles to enter at. Shuts it down with the strong punches.
Nice left for Mexen.
Yep, that inside low kick, you see her always going back to it. So jab, mix her right hand, or go inside left low kick.
They needed for Van Soest a couple more, but she was holding her head down.
Took the angle in the clinch, which is a good move to land more efficient knees.
These rounds are always so hard to score between these two.
Nice knee from Van Soest there.
Couple of good low kicks there from Mexen.
Some of the better exchanges we've seen.
Well, Mexen told us she's going for the KO and she's fighting like it.
We've seen her take some shots as well.
Stop!
You can see she's got
Watch the holding.
A little bump under her right
Fight!
eye.
Yeah, she's got a mouse flaring up, and that could block her vision as this fight wears on. Couple low kicks from Mexen.
Yeah, this looks like good swelling.
A little blood on the face of Van Soest, not sure where it came from.
Again, it's all about Mexen's right hand and inside kicks, but Van Soest's front kicks and knees are doing well. That bump under the eye of Mexen does not look
Fight
good.
out.
They've got to get an in-swell on it between rounds to reduce it.
Clean break, ladies. Let's go. Break it up.
And the judges will see that damage.
points for Mexen, but Van Soest not stopping. Looking pretty impressive so far.
Another close round for the eye.
Yep, you got to go for it. You got to keep that swelling moving up. See if you can shut that eye.
And the 3 judges scoring round 3 for Van Soest. She may be able to pull it off here tonight. She's up by a round with 2 to go.
Van Soest showcasing good distance control. Trying to use feints, getting Mexen to bite, trying to throw that right hand.
Good straight right there by the French fighter.
Good combination from Mexen.
So Mexen has to win these next 2 rounds, Joe.
Yeah, she needs to keep blasting out those straight punches. To try to keep Tiffany away. Van Soest is crashing in with some heavy shots.
And I wonder now if Mexen has decided, you know what, I'm not going to get the knockout. Let's go back to the basics and win this on points.
Yeah, but that's what she always does best. You know, sits behind nice snapping punches and mixes her kicks more. She needs to keep up with those maybe inside kicks, maybe mix the levels a little bit more.
Neutral corner, fighter. You gotta watch those spinning elbows. Last warning. Ready? Ready?
Look at that eye, Joe. How much is that hindering her? Whoa! That is not a knockdown. Caught her as she was trying to kick.
Well, I don't think it's affecting her too much, the eye, because she's still pressing forward. And you gotta think she's 104 fight professional vet, so I'm sure she's had to fight through some injuries or cuts in the past. Van Soest that seems to be looking the pressure line, landing a little better.
25 seconds to go.
Again, 1 for 1. You kick, I punch. You kick,
Watch
I
those
kick.
teeth to the thigh.
Is a must-win for her. 3 minutes to go for the Super Bantamweight Championship of the world. Van Soest gets 2 of the judges to give her round 4.
Stop! Stop!
So at this point,
Clean break.
if she doesn't go down, she wins the fight.
Fight!
Mexen needs to start putting combinations together. There she goes.
I wonder how much the damage to that eye is affecting the judging this fight.
I mean, Mexen is doing really good. She is scoring. She's landed good punches, good inside low kicks. But it just seems like the body language, and I mean, just staring at that eye, you always give the advantage to, you know, the other fighter.
Fight out!
Super close
Break!
fight
Clean
between
break!
these two.
Let's
Not
go.
much
Break it
has
up, ladies.
separated them at all.
Break! Fight!
Under 2 to go. Can Mexen muster up something dramatic here? Good right hand for Tiffany.
Mexen. But Van Soest is going to continue to come back. Like every other fight. Great action.
Fine.
He made you duck to point here. Be careful, Joe. This could be massive.
It's getting close to that elbow. Ready?
He does not
Come on.
deduct a point.
Fight.
That would have been huge. Can you imagine? Less than a minute to go. High kick from Mexen.
Watch the hold. Stop! Stop! Clean right. Let's go. Fight! Break! Break! Break!
Are we about to see the crowning of a new queen in this division? Under 20 to go.
Listen, Mexen just still going, trying to score as
Break.
much as she can.
Let's go. Break it up. Fight!
Get Van Soest back, but 10 seconds left.
Another fantastic battle between
Stop.
the two best female kickboxers in the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, this championship bout goes the distance, so we go to the judges' scorecard. Here now are the totals. Two of our judges score the bout 48-47. Our third and final judge sees it 49-46. A unanimous decision. All for your winner. And new super bantamweight champion of the world, Tiffany van Soest.
She has done it. Tiffany van Soest back on top. She is the queen of kickboxing.
Fight. Obey my commands at all time and protect yourself all the time. Okay? Okay, touch gloves. Step back.
Angel to a devil, she tells us. Scheduled for 5 rounds for the Glory Super Bantamweight Championship of the World.
I asked Kobayashi how she's going to deal with Tiffany's movement and her angles. She says it's her speed. So we'll see if she's able to get that speed going. Looks like some pressure mixed with that too.
Most of the fighters that Tiffany squares off against are usually taller and bigger than her. That's not the case here.
Yeah, no, this is one of the few times we've seen this. I think one of the most impressive things about Van Soest is, you know, after a lifelong career in martial arts, karate as a kid, traveling the world, she's now here in Holland, dedicated herself with Lucien Carbin, one of the most famous Dutch trainers here.
Exchanging a lot of low kicks so far. Who has the advantage with the hands?
Well, I think Van Soest does. She's a little bit more unorthodox, off-angled. Kicking, you got to think, Van Soest has fought Muay Thai for many years before she came to kickboxing, so the kicking game isn't really new to her either. So, if anything, you got to think Kobayashi's got to use the legs a little bit more here versus the punches of Van Soest.
Well, Kobayashi did say, listen, I'm not really known for my power, but tonight you'll see it in my right hand.
Yep. The samurai spirit is in that right hand.
Well, she is trying to be the aggressor here in the first round.
And with Tiffany, you have to press her because she's always moving, she's feinting, she's angling, she's very hard to touch. So the ideal strategy is to kind of get her in the corner, but you see, quickly slips out of the angles. It's the footwork that makes her very talented.
Spinning back kick there for Tiffany. Nice left there from Tiffany.
Oh, Tiffany ate it up.
Nice head kick.
I think one of the things we'll see from Tiffany now with Lucien Carbin is a little bit more unorthodox techniques, stance switching, throwing different timing techniques that you usually don't see. Says it kind of reminds her back of her karate days, old school. See, now she's in southpaw.
Tiffany looking pretty relaxed thus far. Kobayashi's thrown about twice as many. They've landed the same. And now it's Tiffany trying to come forward.
Watching film on Kobayashi, I really liked her distance control. See how she kind of can pressure and move, but she just ate a nice punch to low kick combo.
She's in Riverside. Her travels has taken her to Thailand, to Bali, and now to Amsterdam. She has truly spanned the globe trying to improve on her craft. Pretty dominant first round there for Van Soest, as the judges agree. All 5 scoring for the American. Now let's see if she really steps on the gas pedal in this round.
And that lead leg of Tiff is going very well. Good front kick, snap kick to the head.
Oh, big right hand for Tiffany. She lined that one up perfect.
Ooh, that's an old school type karate kick there. That was called a crescent kick. Yeah, I like that.
And another perfectly timed right hand. And that's going to back Kobayashi off a little bit. Nearly scored with that uppercut.
Yeah, Tiffany's starting to settle in now. She's shifting, switching footwork, changing angles with her hands, level changes, punch to kick. I think as the fight goes on, we'll see more and more of that.
And she said with her new training team, Joe, they've been working on power. They, I wouldn't say desperately want a knockout, but they're confident they're going to get one.
Yeah, and I think it's going to come from some of those odd strikes that you don't anticipate.
Keep in mind, she has 5 rounds to get that KO rather than the normal 3, because this is a world title fight.
Step back, step back.
Interesting story about how Kobayashi got into kickboxing. She used to play volleyball, and she said when she was 18 years old, someone came up to her and said, "Hey, your calves look great. They'd be perfect for kickboxing." And she said, "Really? Tell me more." She went to a kickboxing gym, fell in love with the sport, and here she is.
They do look like very strong calves, I do have to admit. That's why her kicks are so good.
I'll tell you, the biggest calves I've ever seen on a fighter, Manny Pacquiao. You ever seen his calves?
Now, I know the Filipino fighters have very big calves.
It's like 2 bowling balls strapped to his legs. Nice left hook for Tiffany van Soest.
Yep, there's that little crescent kick. It's where you kind of hit with the side of your foot. Comes on that different angle.
Break, step back.
It's almost like half of an axe kick. You just kind of cut it off
Yeah,
halfway
you kind of hit it with the side.
Yeah.
Look at you with your terminology.
I'm trying to break it down for the dumb people like me. A spinning kick for Tiffany. Doesn't score.
Break, step back.
Kobayashi does try to counter there, but she doesn't have that power right now to kind of make Tiffany think twice, you know?
Tiffany doesn't seem to be that worried about making a mistake or leaving herself vulnerable. Oh, there's a high kick. Good work from Tiffany. She's back Kobayashi up into the corner.
Break.
Ooh, just missing with that one. Tiffany pulling out all the stops. And Joe, you know very well that she earned the rank of second-degree black belt.
With her kicks. Ooh.
Oh, right out of the gate. Kobayashi tried to be aggressive, and Tiffany says, "I'm game."
Break, 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 break.
Tiffany doesn't want Kobayashi to see those championship rounds.
Nice spinning back kick from Tiffany.
Oy.
Kobayashi fighting like she's only got 10 seconds left.
Yeah, but this is what Kobayashi has to do.
Break,
She has to
break.
scrap. Don't play the technical game with Van Soest. Got to come out throwing bombs like that.
So she's showing that samurai spirit is Kobayashi, even though she's lost the first 2 rounds on all 5 judges' scorecards. Well, Tiffany is scoring with everything.
Yes.
Just beating her up now.
I love that quick snap kick. Lands the crescent kick / almost front kick there. Boom, overhand.
Boy, Kobayashi, to her credit, is walking right through some of the punches.
Yelling at the same time. Ooh.
The crowd's reacting more than she is. She's eaten 65 total strikes. There's another one.
I'm definitely reacting more than she is.
And then eats a knee.
And you mentioned earlier in the fight the height differences. So a lot of times, being the shorter fighter, Tiffany doesn't get to use her knees much. Now we get to see a little bit more here.
Look how much more relaxed Tiffany is than Kobayashi. Oh, wide open for the counter shot.
Yeah, putting her punches in combos, mixing the kicks. She's freestyling now.
Oh, nice knee to the sternum, it looked like, and Kobayashi's down.
1,
I think that was a
2,
liver shot.
3, 4, you okay? 5, 6, 7, show me your hands. 8.
All right, let's see if Tiffany van Soest can get her 9th stoppage.
Yeah, let's see if she's going to set up another knee attack and try to get that nice finish. Ooh.
Tiffany is avoiding everything and landing everything. That's how you know you've done great. You don't get hit and you keep hitting her.
I'll tell you what shows experience in Tiffany van Soest. She knows she has the body hurt. What most fighters do is they continually rush and go after it. What she's doing now is she's picking her shots upstairs, downstairs, then she's going to surprise the knee again. That's smart fighting.
Break. Step back.
Because when you're hurt, you protect it. So you have to go up and down, then find the liver shot again.
So a knockdown here in round 3, and Kobayashi is going to need plenty of dynamite to win this fight. Well, you know Tiffany's having fun right now, but she's going to be even more elated if she can get a stoppage. That's what she wants here tonight. She's already got a knockdown in round 3. And a points victory is all but assured. 30-26 across the board.
Break. Direct action.
Ooh.
Spinning back fist.
Break. 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 Step
Trying
back.
to target the liver again.
Yeah, just ripping them in the clinch. Loosen it up.
Again to the body, and that one affected Kobayashi, who rears back and fires with the right hand. Well, Joe, how does Kobayashi knock out Tiffany van Soest? Because that's what she needs to do.
Well, I mean, it's trying to land one of the big power punches. But she hasn't been successful. It's tough, but you got to try. If Tiffany gets too comfortable, leaves her head open, but doesn't look very likely right now.
Oh, a big right hand. That turned off the power to the Dynamite Girl, and this may be it.
3, 4, 5, you okay? 6, 7, 8.
She's going to want to continue, and you wonder if her corner's taking a good look at her now.
She's still fighting back. You know, she's still not intimidated to want to circle around, take her time, goes right back to pressure fighting.
Remember, 3 knockdowns in a round, 4 in the fights. And it's over.
I do respect that Kobayashi's still kind of coming forward. You know, a lot of fighters might be like, hey, let me move around, but she's losing. You have to go forward if you want to win.
And more oohs and ahs from this crowd, really respecting the skill set that Tiffany van Soest is showing us here tonight.
Oh yeah, Tiffany's putting on a technical clinic right now. Mixing stances, mixing strikes, head, body, knees. So she's definitely freestyling.
And she's not getting hit in return.
No, just her range in and out. It almost looks like she's doing that artwork she's been doing lately. Just kind of punching those bags with the paint, and that's what she's selling on her shirt.
Yeah, it's
check her out.
poetry in motion, I believe. And that's what we're seeing here as these punches continue to pile up. The kicks, too.
This looks like Saturday sparring for Tiffany. Sitting in a Philly shell now, just enjoying it.
Just kicking banana trees on the coast, right?
That's it.
Well, it looks like Kobayashi's going to see the 5th and final round, so good for her.
Stop! Fight!
I see a nice polished Tiffany van Soest. She looks great.
No rust on that chrome bumper.
Nope.
Van Soest doing everything right, but can she close the show. Already has 2 knockdowns and a massive points lead.
Tiffany just showing the true definition of a martial artist. Always improving, always getting better, dedicating and sacrificing her life to the art.
Well, Kobayashi said she'd bring her warrior spirit into this fight, which she has. She could have easily tapped out a long time ago.
Look, she's coming forward. She's still trying to attack. She's eating shots, but she's coming.
To me, this is what happens, maybe you know this better than me, in your kickboxing class when one of the beginner students says, hey, I want to get in there with you, Joe. Let's see how I can do against you.
I hurt her legs. I make sure to, yeah, but it's nice. Tiffany goes, hits the liver. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, just, all right, I'm going to hit you with this. I'm going to kick you upstairs. I'm going to punch you in the gut. I'm going to miss you. I mean, everything is working.
Yeah.
Break. Step back.
Sharp. Very sharp.
Oh, gosh. And Kobayashi, we've learned one thing. She can take a punch.
Ooh.
Look at her coming back. A late flurry from Kobayashi.
Break.
She still believes. But Tiffany's showing she's on a different level, at least here tonight, as that knee scores.
Yeah, like I said.
Oh, and again, Connor again.
First or second round, Tiffany's getting to use her knees.
Break. Step back.
Kobayashi, what a tough competitor. 1 knee strike in the fight for Kobayashi, 23 for Tiff. Under a minute to go. That's to do it. What a bomb of a knee from the time bomb. Tiffany van Soest, who gets her 3rd knockdown.
4, 5, 6, 7. Show me hands. 8.
1 more knockdown and it's over. Let's see if Tiffany can get it. She's going for it.
Oh, I just waited for it every time.
Oh, my word. What a head kick. The referee taking a good look. The mouthpiece nearly comes out.
Step back.
20 seconds to go.
Just mixing things up.
Beautifully right to the liver. Sensational liver kick from Tiffany van Soest. And that is it. The champ is here. The time bomb. Tiffany van Soest.
Has to be one of Van Soest's best performances I've seen, and to close the show with a spinning back kick to the liver. She's got I hope at the interview she just drops the mics and walks right out, because that was spectacular.
For your winner, by technical knockout, and still Women's Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, Tiffany van Soest. Here to present the belt, we are honored to have Mr. Ito, the president of Rise.
Shake hands if you want. Follow the rules, listen to my comments. Good luck, back to the corners.
Become great. So Sarah, at the age of 22, challenging perhaps the greatest kickboxer Glory has seen, Tiffany van Soest, 5 rounds, super bantamweight title.
This is a big moment for Tiffany. She's really wanted to showcase women's kickboxing, so she really wants to put on a good performance. You already see Tiffany with the stance switching, using her feints and range.
Only 8 pro fights for Musadak. How many did you have when you joined Glory?
I think 8. That was my 8th, yeah.
So you know what she's going through right now.
She's definitely a lot younger than I was. She was 19 when she signed with Glory.
22 now.
We saw Tijani Bestati start young too. Now look at him. So she's got time to develop.
Is this too much too soon for Musadak? 5 rounds will certainly be a challenge. That's all Tiffany's basically fought for the last 3 or 4 years, 5 rounders.
When watching Tiffany, though, I want you guys to take note of these little angles that she takes. You see, when she jabs, she steps out. She switches stances. She's all about little angles that you don't necessarily see all the time.
A lot of dancing in there right now. Looks more like capoeira. There we go.
That's what she's got to do.
Ooh. Decent opening round for Musadak. Still waiting for that first big exchange from both of these fighters. Ooh.
Nice.
Just missing with a spinning back fist was Tiffany.
I think Tiffany's just gathering data right now. You can see her. Her hands are up before the shot comes. She knows what's coming. She's just finding her angles.
Well, how does Sarah make it so she doesn't know what is coming?
Well, she's got to pressure a little bit more. I think just sitting there, allowing Tiffany to slide in and out, it's going to be very hard to touch her. That's why for Musadak, throwing singles isn't going to be enough. You got to put and string your combinations together and end with kicks, because Tiffany's usually out of range of the hands. Maybe the kick touches.
Still waiting for our first knockout tonight. Can you believe that? There's been times I've said we're still waiting for our first judge's decision, but not knockout. Round 2 scheduled for 5. We're at the Helder in Arnhem, the Netherlands. Still to come, our main event, Badr Hari taking on Alistair Overeem. 4 of the judges giving that to the challenger, Joe.
Well, I mean, not much happened in that first one. I think Tiff is still dictating the pace, the range, the fight, but there was maybe 2 or 3 strikes that Musadak landed that were a little bit more damaging, maybe. But if judges scored round 1 like that, if I'm Tiff, I gotta push more. I gotta go.
Well, Tiffany knows she has the experience edge in rounds 4 and 5. So certainly no reason to panic for her.
Yeah, nice combination work from Musadak. Mixing body head.
Good feint by Tiffany.
Yep, that's what she does really well. That's her experience. Her feinting and angles. See, just out of range.
Boy, I don't know if I've ever seen 2 fighters more on their toes than these 2. They continue to bounce around like they're jumping rope.
Yeah, I like that style. I feel a good bounce. I call that the pendulum step there, kind of bouncing in and out.
Still waiting for a damaging strike to land for either of these fighters. There's a nice left from Musadak.
Very nice that her punches are in combination, though. I'm going to keep repeating that because that's a huge key for her.
You know, these slow output rounds may favor Musadak to the point where Tiffany's going to have to be the one to force the fight.
Yeah, if she waits too long, that's why I'm thinking she's got to start slowly picking it up from now. Start gaining that momentum.
The last thing you want to do is be 2 rounds behind with only 3 to go. There's the Hall of Famer. That's not named Joseph Valtellini.
Now there's 2.
Hey, how does it? You're not so special anymore, are you, pal?
Okay, I can share it with Semi.
You can't walk into restaurants and go, "You're looking at the only Glory Hall of Famer."
I like Semi. Come on.
Yeah, what a
one of my idols.
How do you think he would do in his prime right now against Rico?
Well, that's what I'd like to see because I think Rico's pressure is great now and his inside fighting. That'd be a fantastic fight.
Just the sheer size of that man. I mean, it was almost not fair.
Any fighter that I have that's tall, I make them study Semi.
You ever had a fighter as tall as Simi?
Got a couple young kids now that are pretty tall, but not that height.
Yeah, I was going to say.
My young.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves before we see the judges' scores, but to me it feels like Tiffany's not fighting like she's trying to destroy her opponent and win a title. She's a little more conservative, a little more laissez-faire, not too worried about it.
Yeah.
There's our judges' scores. Only
Stop. Step back.
So Tiffany's movement, her feinting, is starting to pay off now. I think this is when we start seeing her put things together, starting to be first.
so it is 19-19 according to all 5 judges. Those scores are correct. So 1 round apiece.
Ooh,
A little fancy there is Tiffany.
It's like an alley shuffle with a back fist. That was the first time I've seen that. I like it.
Musadak trying to close the distance, and now they'll exchange knees.
Step back. Hey.
Tiffany's only landed 20% of her punches, Joe.
Her kicks, I think, doing well too now.
This certainly is not a bruising encounter by any means.
Right now, they're trying to find their openings, set things up. That's it. Sarah's got to come forward. She's got to keep that pressure. That's hard when Tiffany's constantly moving.
Time. Go to the corner.
We've got a wardrobe malfunction over there for Tiffany.
Okay.
She'll fix that.
Time. Fight.
We're in round 3, scheduled for 5. Waiting for this fight to heat up, but Sarah Musadak in her first title opportunity does not look outclassed by any means.
No, she's doing well. She's sitting in there, countering back. It's just Tiffany's never really there to hit all the time. That's the challenge, but she's finding her ways.
Nice little left on the inside by Van Soest.
Ooh, good feinting the kick, go back to the hands for Van Soest.
Under 30 seconds left here in round 3.
All the old school martial arts, she would have saw Van Soest's crescent kick there. We don't see those very often. Tiffany has a background in karate growing up.
In fact, she won the USKA World Championship at the age of 18, said then it was the greatest feeling in the world. Probably a close second now to winning her Glory World title back in December of 2016 as round 3 comes to a close here in Holland.
Stop. Time.
Closer than you thought it would be.
I do. I think Sarah's doing the right things. She's coming forward. She's showing that she's not overly intimidated. So look at her, scrap mixing levels, pressuring. But I just think Tiffany, like I said in the beginning, her range, her distance, her movement is just too good.
And look at that, 4 judges giving round 3 to Musadak. Tiffany's got to pick it up a little bit here. She's the champ.
Good thing I'm not a judge. The judges, the rounds that I think Tiffany does best, she's losing to the judges. So I'm not sure what they're looking at.
Well, they're close rounds either way, Joe. It's not like it's obvious for either fighter.
No, I agree.
I mean, I don't think you can watch any of those rounds and go, that woman won that round, no doubt about it. There just hasn't been those definitive moments. Neither fighter has been rocked. We haven't heard the crowd go ooh or ah.
You go down this criteria, there's damage. If damage is equal, you know, knockdowns, no knockdowns, no damage, pretty equal.
Number of strikes, kicks.
So maybe it's the aggression.
Stop.
I just remember in those fights against Anissa Mex, Tiffany just looked like she was just, oh, nice right hand by Musadak. Looked like she was given everything she had. This time she's being way more selective, it feels like, Joe.
Yeah, she's kind of more picking her shots.
My dad used to say in soccer, if I tried to do too many moves, he'd be, you're trying to be too cute, just kick the ball in the damn goal.
That's fair, yeah.
But now Tiffany closing the distance a little bit more.
Yeah, used her knees. She has really good knees as well. Nice jabbing angle as well.
Stop. Stop.
What an upset this would be, by the way. Musadak was the biggest underdog, I believe, on the entire card.
Stop. Step back. Break, step back.
Massive upset if it happens.
I mean, Tiffany's had 31 professional fights. Musadak has only had, what, 8?
Yeah, something like that.
Stop.
I think 11 maybe, 10 and 1.
Fight. Break. Step back.
High kick from Tiffany just misses.
Yeah, a little bit more pressure now from Tiff. Kind of staying, moving forward.
Break. No holding. Stop. Step back. Step back. Fight.
Good right hand from Tiffany.
Stop.
In the corner of Tiffany at all. Remember, this is for her world title. And according to the judges, we'll soon see, but this is extremely close. And Musadak could very well win this if she takes the 5th round.
Fight.
5 judges gave that one to Van Soest, so let's see how this fight is shaping up. It all comes down to this round. And Andy Sauer acting like Tiffany's going on a walk in the park right now. Let's see what happens here. 235 for the title.
Break. Step back.
Musadak has outlanded Van Soest in every round except the 3rd. Can you imagine the surprise on Tiffany's face if Musadak wins this round?
She will be completely shocked.
Break. Step back.
Musadak exchanging on the inside. Tiffany letting her hands go there.
Nice
and back fist. And now, finally, we're heating up a little bit.
Tiffany now with those knees on the inside.
Step back.
Musadak needs to keep swinging those punches to kick combinations.
Stop. Stop. Step back.
A minute and a half to go. The crowd trying to will Musadak on. Left hand from Tiffany.
Going back to that spinning back fist.
It just feels like if Van Soest pushed the tempo and really laid it on Musadak, she could win this round no problem.
A lot of clinching now here. Fatigue set in. It is 5 rounds, but when a world title's on the line and it comes down to 50 seconds.
I mean, look how fresh Tiffany looks too, by the way.
Yeah. She's got to lay it out a little bit more.
Stop. Step back.
Musadak, 11 more landed punches. She threw 20 more.
How are they scoring these combination exchanges?
Stop.
I'm telling you, one big punch from either fighter could win them this round.
Especially if the judges think it landed hard. The damaging shot. One shot could be the difference.
Next, step back. No holding.
And that will do it. Do we have a new women's super bantamweight champion?
4 of our ringside judges score the bout 48-47. Our 5th and final judge has it 49-46. It is a unanimous decision, all for your winner,